everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel, you guys. Thank you all so much for clicking on today's video. If you all saw my last video with my American Girl benefit sale haul, you saw that I bought 2 colored hair American Girl dolls, which I think caught us all by surprise. I am someone who's personally never been a fan of colored hair dolls, and I can't even give you a valid reason why. I guess I kind of looked at the American Girl dolls and was like, colored hair is for little kids, I'm more mature, I need me just a regular brown hair doll or black hair and I'm good to go. We don't need none of that pink, blue, purple, whatever color American Girl is coming out with. But now that I bought not only 1 but 2 colored hair American Girl dolls, my opinions have definitely changed about these beautiful girlies. Now I really wanted to do this video to kind of give these colored hair dolls some more credit, because I would be lying if I would say that I was not a fan of the colored hair dolls when they first came out. Being a doll collector for quite some time now, colored hair was just something that I just wasn't used to, which is I'm sure how many of you felt. One of the dolls in particular that American Girl came out with that had colored hair that I didn't really like was this beautiful girl. It makes me so sad to say, because looking at her now and now that I have her in my collection, she's honestly becoming easily one of my favorite dolls American Girl has made. I think she's extremely unique and just has the most beautiful eyes in the entire world. She just looks so gorgeous with her skin complexion and that beautiful lip color. Not to mention her hair is extremely gorgeous and it's such a beautiful long length, which is some of my favorite doll hair to play with. As for Corinne, when Corinne first came out, I will say I did want her, but I had that mentality that like, oh well, she's a colored hair doll, I don't have any colored hair dolls in my collection, why should I buy her, is she gonna fit in, like all these things I was thinking. And if you would ask me why, I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with having a colored hair doll, and the fact that I was even thinking of not buying this doll is crazy because Corinne is extremely unique and she is such a great addition to my doll family. One thing that I really like about Corinne's hair is that although it definitely does have blue in her hair, I wouldn't say it's extremely dramatic. If you compare it to other dolls like Isabel, where American Girl just kind of had this like pink streak of hair that you can like add into her wig and it'd be like this bright pink, not even blended in. That's when I have a problem with the dolls having colored hair, and that's why you don't see many Isabels with that pink hair clip being into their wig. But whereas Corinne, although she does have blue hair, you can see a lot of the black hair, especially the way that American Girl styled her when she comes in her meet outfit, when she's brand new out of the box. I really like it, and I probably don't think I'd ever end up taking this braid out, honestly. One thing I will say though, depending on how you choose to style these dolls' hairs, there is a lot of blue underneath Corinne's wig, so keep that in mind if you don't want too much blue popping out and you'd rather her hair look more black than blue. I'm also a really big fan of Corinne's hair length. I really like where her hair is at right now, and her hair is so soft. I mentioned this in my benefit sale haul video. I don't know what it is, if it's because these dolls' hairs are colored, but these 2 dolls have the softest hair in my collection, and I don't know if it's because their hair is colored and American Girl did something different with their wig, but it is just like the nicest thing ever to play with. And I admire when the dolls have that little swoosh at the end, whereas it just being straight in the back. I think this makes it so much more unique and a lot more enjoyable to play with her hair. Now I do want to do a close-up of these girlies so that you all can focus on some of the details and characteristics that these girls have, and maybe I can change your opinion and you'll end up buying a colored hair American Girl doll. So here are the girlies up close, and before I get into anything, I really want to focus on Corinne's face mold. So Corinne's face mold is somewhat based off of the nail mold, however her eyes are more narrow and her jawline is more similar to the Marie Grace face mold. She also has slightly thinner cheeks and her mouth is just a touch wider. And if you look at Corinne's eyes compared to my Truly Me number 89, Corinne's eyes are much larger and a lot more narrow, which makes her look super cute, and it almost looks like she has really glossy like anime eyes. And as for number 89, I admire how much her hair complements her eye color with her skin complexion. And I'm going to do a close-up of both girlies so that we can focus on them individually. So my number 89 is a girly Truly Me 89, which I feel like is a bit less common. I feel like when most people buy number 89, she's dressed more of like a tomboyish style. But my aesthetic is very girly, so I did buy this dress for her that honestly is the perfect outfit for her. It's going to be very hard to find another outfit that looks this good on her. I say that because the dress has both blue and green, which really looks good next to her hair. If you haven't already fallen in love with my number 89's eyes, you're about to right now. I am a huge fan of American Girl's hazel eyes, but my Truly Me number 89 just has these most beautiful, gorgeous green eyes that I've ever seen on any other doll. Her lip color actually isn't showing up what it really is in person. On camera, it looks a bit more pink, but in real life, she actually has somewhat of a brown tint to her lips, which I think makes her super unique. And of course, she is a Josefina face mold, which is my second favorite face mold, so I definitely fell in love with her as soon as I saw her in person. This is what my Truly Me number 89's hair looks like without ever curling it. I will say her hair is extremely easy to curl. All you need is water, and even then you can just use your finger and finger curl it to the left, and it kind of leaves this really beautiful natural wave to it that I think looks really pretty. If you're wondering if number 89's wig is thick or if she has a fairly thin wig, I would say that it is honestly right in the middle. I don't want to say it's 100% thick because every time I see like gaps that can have hair in it, I'm kind of like, oh well, she could use more hair. But it could easily just be because her hair is in a hairstyle, which is the hairstyle that she comes in when you buy her in her meet outfit. But other than that, I have absolutely no complaints with her hair, and I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to curl it with just some water and a hairbrush. So this is what her hair looks like now, and to show you guys how easy it is to curl, like I said, I'm just going to be going in with some water. And of course an American Girl hairbrush, but any wired hairbrush works. And if you don't have any hairbrushes you can use on your dolls, all you need to do is finger curl your doll's hair to the left, and it should help tame the hair and kind of help get rid of the flyaways. Her hair is a little bit frizzy right now because I haven't played with it since I've taken her outside of the box, so she definitely does have quite a bit of flyaways everywhere. Look at this beautiful curl she has on the side here. I'm going to show you that even if you take out the curl, it can easily be made using the hairbrush. This curl right here is my favorite, so I'm not going to mess with it. I really like how big and bouncy it looks. So you can tell that with fixing up number 89's hair, honestly a hairbrush is just an extra step that you really don't need to take, and it can easily be curled just using your finger if you want these like nice big curls. If you want really tight curls, I do recommend using bobby pins, and then that's when an American Girl hairbrush would be more necessary for curling number 89's hair. Here's that big curl that I was talking about that I didn't want to mess with, and you can see that just by doing this with my finger over and over again, it leaves that nice beautiful big curl in the front of her hair, which looks so cute on her. It's honestly not a single thing that I would change about number 89. I feel like she fits really well in my collection, and if anything she makes my collection even more unique, and I love that I've made my number 89 girly so that she's a bit more different from the other Truly Me 89s. Now to focus more on Corinne, she's truly just like any other doll I've ever seen. Her eyes are extremely beautiful. I know many people aren't a fan of the painted on lashes, but I really like that Corinne's lashes are only painted on the top of her eyes and not on the bottom, so that it doesn't look like she has spider webs for some lashes. The thing about Corinne is that it's really hard to find her lashes look pretty symmetrical. I don't think my Corinne's lashes are exactly the same length as One Eye, but I am not too picky about that because, well, I did get her for a really good discount at the benefit sale, but I definitely do understand that hassle of trying to find a doll with at least semi-perfect lashes if you're going to be paying $115 for these dolls. So I definitely understand the topic behind her lashes because that is super annoying that American Girl seems to kind of be really struggling with getting these lashes to look perfect on the dolls. And it also even makes it look like they have like a huge shadow when they have painted on lashes on the bottom of their eyes. So the fact that Corinne only has top lashes definitely makes me love her a little bit more since I didn't have to worry about that spiderweb lash. Like I've already mentioned before though, Corinne's hair is extremely pretty, and although there is definitely a lot of blue, it can really be hidden. Just by moving her hair to the front, you can see how much blue there is underneath her wig, whereas if you just keep it to the back, you see more of the black than anything. I'm also a really big fan of Corinne's eyebrows. American Girl has quite a couple of different eyebrows they've used on dolls, but Corinne's are by far some of my favorite. I feel like they suit her face mold perfectly, and she also has a really beautiful like light blush on her cheeks that goes really well with her lip color. Corinne's lips I wouldn't say are super pink, they're more of like a peach shade to it, which I think is really pretty on her. There is something that I do want to point out. On the American Girl website, when you look up Corinne, her face mold on there looks a lot chubbier, which I just want to mention that it's honestly a really thin, narrow face. So her face is not as chubby as the American Girl website is making it look like. Why her face looks like this in her stock photos, I have absolutely no idea, because my Corinne's face is extremely thin, and I really like that about her. Don't get me wrong, I am a fan of chubby cheeks, but I really like the way the thin face mold looks on Corinne specifically. Same thing with Truly Me number 89. Finding something that I don't like about her is really difficult because I honestly think that she's super pretty, and I'm so glad that I finally have her in my collection and I got her for a killer price at the benefit sale. Between Truly Me number 89, who I've named Jasmine, and Corinne, let me know down below which one of these is your favorites. Also curious to know if doing this in-depth review of both of the girlies has made you change your opinion of colored hair dolls. If so, I would love to know how, and I would like to know why you also weren't a fan of colored hair dolls at first and why your opinion has now changed. Also, both of these girlies do have zip ties, so if you're thinking of buying these dolls for customizations, of course doing it with zip ties is just a little bit more tedious than doing it with neck strings, so that's something to keep in mind if you're considering purchasing them. As far as both of their stuffing, I am extremely happy to say that both of them are honestly pretty thick in the waist, which I'm really happy about because I hate that American Girl made Claudie so thin. There's nothing wrong with having a thin doll, it's just I've seen many people be frustrated with the fact that a lot of clothes fit big on Claudie, which can be really annoying. Now, don't get me wrong, American Girl has definitely made a couple of Truly Me's that are just a bit questionable. This doll in specifically, I really am not a huge fan of, which I really hope doesn't offend anyone. I think the doll itself is cute and I really like their gray colored eyes. I'm not sure if these are Yvette's eyes. Let me know down below if these are her eyes. There's something about this bright purple wig that's just kind of screaming at me. If this doll had maybe a little bit, at least a little bit of brown or black, like somewhat of a neutral color in her wig, I think that I would have liked this doll a lot more. I just don't see her being in my collection. I will say though, the wig itself I am a huge fan of. I love curly hair dolls, and the fact that she has curly hair is definitely a plus. But whether or not she'll be in my collection, I'd have to find her for a really good price to ever add her to the doll family. Although I will say a lot of the dolls that American Girl came out with colored hair, their stock photos are just not doing them any justice. This doll in particular here I think is really pretty. I think she looks good in her stock photo. I don't think she looks great. I am on AGIG. A lot of people own this doll and look absolutely beautiful when they post her and just kind of give her the justice she deserves, because American Girl definitely did not do that with this doll at all. I mean, I think she's pretty unique. She's a Jess facial with blue eyes. She has freckles. She has blonde with like blue and I think pink streaks in her hair. I think that's really pretty. I also really like the fact that her wig is a long wavy length wig. This is some of my favorite wigs to play with just because there's so much hair play you can do with a long wavy wig. I'm a huge fan of this doll in particular, which I'm not going to lie, I was also not a fan of her when I first saw her on the American Girl website. I don't know who's taking the pictures for these dolls, but American Girl, they need to find somebody else. If you're listening to this, you're making the dolls, like, honestly, you're shaking them down. They're not looking as cute as they actually are in person. Same thing with this doll. I've seen her quite a bit on AGIG and she is so pretty. AG takes over. I'll insert her Instagram name because I don't remember it by heart. Here are a couple of pictures that she's taken of this gorgeous doll, and oh my gosh, like, is this even the same doll? To me, they look completely different and makes me want to buy this doll. And yes, her hair is all purple, but it's not that like bright kind of neon purple that is just really hard for me to continue to look at for a long period of time. Another thing though, she is a Xoxoxo face mold, so maybe I'm being biased, but I love that face mold, and most Xoxoxo face mold dolls I am a huge fan of. This doll in particular here also is so underappreciated in my opinion. Once again though, those stock photos are just not cutting it. They're not doing her any justice, and I'm so over American Girl doing this. American Girl needs to start paying people that are posting pictures of their dolls on AGIG, because everyone else seems to be doing these dolls justice but American Girl. This doll's wig on her stock photos on the American Girl website in particular, to me, look horrendous. In her stock photos, it's almost hard to tell, is her hair brown and pink or is it brown and red? And also on the website, it seems to look like her kind of like hair color is a lot more dramatic on the pictures than what it is in real life. I feel like in real life her hair is somewhat more blended in, whereas on the stock photos it just kind of stands out as this like bright either pink or red streak of hair mixed with a very neutral brown color. Also, the fact that they put her stock photo with her bangs to the side, why? Why? Everyone who I've seen take pictures of her wig is like, her bangs are straight down in the middle, so her hair actually looks really good. That little swoosh that they did, I don't know what they were thinking honestly, because this is a gorgeous doll that just honestly deserved a lot more. Same thing with her eye color, extremely beautiful. It's gray, but it looks almost green, which I've seen many people mention in their videos, so it's not just the stock photo. Her eyes do appear a bit more green than they are gray. This doll right here is a little bit of a doll that I'm just kind of like, would I buy her? Do I really like her? I have to say my favorite thing about this doll is her wig. I love pastels, I love pink and purple, and that's like all that this wig is. It's literally split in half pink, half purple. That's adorable for me personally, but I just don't know if I like this wig on this doll specifically. Personally, I have never been a huge fan of the Marie Grace face mold. Like if I had to pick a favorite, my favorite would probably be the Sonali face mold. I think it's because the Marie Grace face mold is was so uncommon that it's just not something that I kind of, I guess, got myself used to. I was more used to Josefina mold, the classic face mold, because these are face molds that American Girl has frequently used so many times. Not to mention, if I did buy this doll, this would be my first ever Marie Grace face mold. I don't know what it is specifically that I'm not a huge fan of. I just know that I in particularly don't really like, not that I hate, that her jawline is just extremely thin and very narrow, that it looks really pointy. I'm not used to my dolls looking like that, so because of that reason, I don't think I'd ever buy this doll. But like I said, her wig is really beautiful. If I ever bought her, it would honestly be to customize her with probably a classic face mold doll, just because if I had a classic face mold with like pink and purple hair, I would turn her into my mini-me. Even though I don't have pink and purple hair, it's hair that I've always wanted to have. So that's probably what I would end up doing if I ever decided to add this girly to my collection. But with all this being said, let me know down below if I have changed your opinion about these two girlies specifically, or just any other colored hair doll that American Girl has made. And like I said earlier, let me know which one of these two girlies is your favorite. Do you prefer Corinne or do you prefer Truly Me number 89? Between these two, surprisingly, number 89 is my top favorite. I just really like her. I really like both of them, so it's hard to say. But I don't know, I think it's just because of how surprised this doll has literally taken my breath away. When I saw her actually in person and got to like admire her eyes and her beauty, there was just kind of that spark that you feel when you open a doll and it's like, oh yeah, this is the one. You know, like when you go through all the dolls and you're struggling trying to find the perfect one. That's how I felt about this one. And like I said, what's really making me love her more is her outfit. My Corinne, okay, I know I said I like dressing my dolls girly, but I kind of want to turn her like kind of edgy. I don't know, maybe. But I don't have any black pants, which I really want. So I need to see where I can find me some black jeans for her and kind of give her that edgy look, and maybe like put like a chain on her, just some like jewelry. I don't know. I kind of just have a vision for her that she definitely doesn't have right now. Right now she still looks pretty girly with her pink pants. But yeah, stay tuned for that, because maybe I'm going to be changing up my Corinne a bit, and she's going to be definitely different from all my other dolls, because like I said, most of my dolls are, as you can see, very girly. So I'm interested to hear all your guys' comments. I really want to know if you guys have colored hair dolls. How did you feel for them at first, and did your opinion change once you actually had them in your collection, and now are you kind of like obsessed with colored hair dolls? I'm curious to know also which one of these girlies is your least favorite colored hair doll between like all of the dolls American Girls came out with colored hair. If I had to pick my least favorite, it would be this one. I don't know, I just can't. I don't think I'd ever own her, seriously, I really don't. But with all this being said, I really just wanted to focus on these two girlies in their own separate video, because they really do deserve it, and I kind of just felt bad for them. I feel like they got a lot of hate when they came out, but it's just because colored hair dolls was something I don't think any of us was really used to. And we were all just like, colored hair, like what are we, 5, you know? And it's like, I kind of fell into that like, oh yeah, no, I don't need a colored hair doll. And I kind of like almost gaslighted myself into thinking that if I owned one, she wouldn't fit into my collection just because she's a little bit different. I don't know. But I'm definitely super grateful to own both of these colored hair girlies now. I'm excited to see what other colored hair dolls I'll end up owning in my collection. Honestly, the next one I'd probably get would end up being this one. I just really like the Jess face mold with the blue eyes. The freckles I'm iffy about if I like them on her, but I think that she's super unique. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let's give our colored hair dolls some more appreciation because they all deserve more love. They're beautiful dolls individually, and they're honestly just so pretty, and how could you not love this beautiful hair? Like, look at how gorgeous. And with that being said, I will make sure to see you guys in my next video. Make sure to stay tuned, hit that notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Subscribe and join our little doll family if you would like to, and I appreciate you all so much for being here today, and as always, I will see you all next time. Bye everyone!